Happy Monday, folks. Sorry I couldn't make this very important episode of Trainwreck today. Post-Buffalo season, Sabres Hurricanes today. Bandits coming after a loss, a lot going on, but fortunately just making my way back from Denver. Luckily, there's nothing to... McDermott got fired. Right now. Guys, send me the invite. I need to get on the show. Don't send it.
Folks, welcome into Trainwreck today, episode 58 on this Misery Monday as your Buffalo Bills fall to the Denver Broncos 33-30 in overtime. And as Maniac just said, as a direct result, Sean McDermott out as head coach. We'll get into the coach openings, what went wrong for the Bills, the Sabres later today, some hot or not, and some crash outs and more. Let's go.
We all need a place where we can be ourselves, somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf, and whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. You know this train never stops.
Folks, happy Misery Monday and welcome into Trainwreck today. 058, sponsored by our good friends at Cellino Plumbing, HVAC, and Electric. 68 Flush, as well as William Mattar. Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar 444-4444. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to everybody. Hope you're staying warm as this snow band comes into Buffalo, and we have breaking news as of a couple hours ago. That is right, folks. In case you're living under a rock, you may have heard Sean McDermott is out as Buffalo Bills head coach a mere 48 hours after losing to the Denver Broncos. Don, your initial reactions.
Initial reactions on the firing. I was surprised it happened. I was very surprised. I did not think Pegula was going to pull the trigger and make this move. However, I'm surprised that happened. I'm not surprised he got fired in the broader sense of the situation he was in the NFL. I think with a different different owner, and a different organization, this would have been quicker, honestly, just based on the postseason lack of success. So, yeah, the part that it was a Pegula to fire him. I mean, I'm stumbling over words right now. I'm kind of shocked about it, but I think it had to happen. Vibes need to change clearly after what happened Saturday.
Everyone's a little flabbergasted. Shout out to Dreamboat Don, of course, as always. And let's not forget producer Brett in the saddle here on Trainwreck today. Shout out everyone following along. YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, X, and more. Chris Blair already in chat. I'm nervous. Some players seem angry. Who's going to want to say? Who's going to want to come here? Apparently, who's going to want to stay, already verbal about it, Reggie Gilliam, as well as Shaq Thompson. I'll give my initial reaction, though, to the firing. I am surprised as well, not only at how quick it was. I really thought, Don, that as a result of all the bitching in the offseason, that we would be looking at Bean in the hot seat potentially on his way out. It seems like it was either Sean or Bean, and Terry doubled down and made his choice, not only keeping Bean in retention, promoting him to the president of football operations as well as GM in this new search for the head coach. Yeah,
I mean, this is Bean's kingdom now. You know, he's GM and president of football ops. He's got the keys to the car. He's sitting on the throne, and it's a new era for Buffalo. It doesn't feel like much because, you know, the Josh Allen era started with Bean, but it is. We got a new era. It's you know, you can have your certain feelings if it should or shouldn't have happened, but we just got to move forward. And you know, we have some people in the chat saying players are angry. We got people. I'm going to check in on Instagram. We have people saying offensive head coach, offensive-minded head coach. No Dable, give us Kubiak. Someone says, I would hire Mike McCarthy. That's from Steve R.S. Filthy Soldier says, fire Bean by tomorrow. Well, got bad news for you, bud.
Yeah.
He got promoted.
Doesn't seem like Bean's going anywhere. I saw a Belichick in the chat, which really concerns me. Also, Noah J. Sandlin saying Bean was doing what McDermott wanted him to do. A lot of people do think that as well. Oh my God, do you see this all caps chat, Don?
Yeah.
I can't read that all myself right
William
now.
Michael, my head coach ideas. Clint Kubiak, current Seahawks OC. There's been a lot of talk about this guy.
Yeah, okay, so he's listing basically just all his possible candidates he wants. We're going to get into the candidates later. I did notice, Don, you got a little bit of a rub in the chat saying this guy saying he loves your sweater, but he also said, let's talk about these Allen turnovers, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to break down the game before we get into this new head coach candidate position. Obviously, shout out to everyone tuning along, as well as our sponsors, Cellino Plumbing, HVAC and E, and William Mattar. Where do we start? Okay, I guess Maniac and I went to Denver on a whim, decided on Thursday, left on Friday. This was fun. We got there. We obviously had the audio difficulties for Trainwreck today. Maniac wasn't a happy camper to start the weekend in the Phoenix airport. I think the Phoenix airport was catching strays for his technology situation. Nonetheless, we get it done, on to Denver, and we're at Westfax Brewing night before game for Bill's welcome party hosted by Game Day Hospitality, as well as the Cottonwood Slingers, the band who were throwing it down. Westfax Brewing, Don, you'll be interested to know. I got major flashbacks from when I was 9 because we pull into the parking lot, which, by the way, is like a lengthy strip mall off Transit Road is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And in the corner, Westfax Brewing and Casa Bonita.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
There you go.
Which I went to when I was 9 and famously told everyone this night at Westfax Brewing how I was mind blown because I wasn't given any context The guy that took me just took me in. I was eating a burrito, and all of a sudden a guy in a sombrero is chasing a dude in a gorilla costume who then dives off a 20-foot waterfall into the water below. Craziest shit I've ever seen. Nonetheless, great time at Westfax Brewing, all the mafia meeting up there. On to Ironworks Denver the next day for the tailgate. A lot of special guests. We had Uncle Todd Allen of Josh in attendance. Utah Buffalo girl was there. A lot of familiar faces. Really fun time. More chat activity. Really sad about it. Only answers Clint Kubiak. We'll get to there. Not going to harp on the tailgate of it all because there's a lot to talk about game-wise, Don. Obviously, the Bills go on to lose this game in overtime, 33-30. Felt like at times shouldn't have even been to overtime in both directions. We could have run away with this at moments, but we ceased to capitalize on opportunities, as well as Denver could have had this in regulation. Josh, obviously, 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. We'll get to the 1 in the end. James Cook also the fumble at an atrocious time. So let's start there. The first drive. So Buffalo 10-7, early lead. Thoughts on the initial opening of the game and the Bills' momentum to start this game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we looked good. I thought we were going to be able to, the defense was playing good, handling Bo Nix well. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but yeah, it's kind of normally we get a slower start. We look great in the first quarter, but then, right when we're given an opportunity to pull away with it, we get that first James Cook fumble that, right in our own end leads directly to a touchdown right after, which lets them tie it up. And as we go through this game, I think this game really is like the perfect symbol for this season. You said it, missed opportunities, whether you want to talk about, missed opportunity of getting the 1 seed at the finale of your old stadium, which was totally on the table, if not losing to some really bad teams. Or it's, this game right here with, no team that turns the ball over 5 times really is going to be in it. And somehow we found ourselves in overtime. So again, this was an opportunity to steal the game. Didn't happen. But yeah, going back to the first quarter, James Cook fumble leads to points.
I misspoke. We went up with the 7-3 lead, and then in the second quarter is when James Cook makes this drastic fumble, just kind of swaying the game, if you will, Don. Yeah,
totally sways the game. And it seemed like their offense kind of got the momentum it needed to start rolling. It goes down, and we're like, hey, we get the ball to start the second half. It's all right. Let's double dip. And Josh Allen, scrambling the way he does, gets a first down and just has one of the worst fumbles I've ever seen out of him. That, going back to his rookie year, that just cannot happen. Just not taking care of the ball.
So this is really interesting because James Cook, the fumble, obviously it hurt just as bad because we were driving and then James Cook was running well and he gets absolutely hit sticked. Like that's a valid hit to come out. Like you can't really totally blame him there. And then you see this Josh fumble and we're in the direction that he's running in that end zone. And it almost looks like he's looking back with so little time on the clock. I initially thought he was trying to lateral to somebody.
That's what it looked like in a bang play. You see closer that he's just kind of carrying it loosely and his elbow just gets bumped.
Carrying it like his phone.
Yeah, and he chucks it backwards. It was, rough.
So the fumble puts them right away in field goal position with less than 20 seconds left on the clock in the half. So that's an immediate swing of 13 points right there. Just before the half, if you had any momentum not being a first half team to begin with, you just lost it. And now you got to go and play catch up yet again. Give or take, it's only 10 points. The Bills have experienced worse going into the second half, but it's still not great in a playoff position on the road in altitude, by the way. Denver, the video packages they were putting together in real time of players like hitting the oxygen masks on the sideline to say like, oh, the altitude's getting to them was just so funny and crazy to me. But yeah, second half. So we're coming back. you're chasing, Don. And I went to the pisser at halftime. I hadn't even made it back to my seat before Josh Allen had fumbled the ball yet again.
Yeah. I mean, this one kind of wasn't really his fault. He gets hit from behind. Nothing you can really do. But, I mean, that's the thing. Their D-line was getting to him. They really were. They showed why they're the team with the most sacks in the league. So I don't hold this one to him, but to start the half that way, yeah, when you're trying to mount a comeback, it looks like, it's over, it's done with, but defense gives them another chance.
Best possible scenario coming out of the fumble. Defense gives them a chance. Broncos go up another 3, but then the Bills get the ball. 9-play, 73-yard drive. This was testy, but it showed you that Josh Allen knew he had to put on the cape. They knew they had to go down the field and get this stuff done. And who would have thought this play? So this is the other end for me. I can't tell fully if he gets there. I know, amazing catch, amazing effort. Keon Coleman, of all people, extending very acrobatically, almost full horizontal in the 1 foot above the ground, extends the ball, finds the plane, and the Bills score yet another touchdown, Don.
Yeah. I mean, we said it on the show Wednesday before you guys left, and we got the news about Shavers and Gabe for sure being out. We're like, well, Keon, it's your time, and he made that play. That was great because it made up for a pretty bad drop in the end zone he had earlier. Now it was negated by a penalty, so you can say it doesn't matter. But still, seeing the ball hit you with both hands, in the back of the end zone and dropping it didn't make me feel good.
No, yeah. I was saying that to Maniac too. Maniac was like, no, it's good he dropped that because the play wouldn't have counted anyway. Would have got his. I was like, no, that was one of the most atrocious drops I think I've ever seen. So I'm glad Keon was able to make up for it there. And then so Broncos go and get the ball back. We're feeling great. Maniac and I are on the Osmo. You'll see in Tailgate Talk. Broncos fans, in my opinion, down 6 right now, or up 6, I'm sorry, are nervous.
Yeah.
They just saw that touchdown drive and they're like, oh my God, this is where it begins. This is the Bills' second half team. This is where Josh Allen puts on his superhero cape. And it showed this very next drive. Bo Nix seemingly right to Deion Walker on the line. I don't know if he was looking above him or where he was going, but quick interception for the Bills by a big boy.
Yeah, huge takeaway. And like you said, once our D stopped them after the Josh Allen fumble, held them to 3, I was like, we get a touchdown, we're back because we're down 6. Now, you say we just need a stand, We get something better than a stand. We get big boy pick. And at this point, every fan's feeling good. We've seen this all year long. Let's completely wipe away these turnovers and take over the game. Go down. I think it's Kincaid with the touchdown, right? And we go up 1, right? So,
well, actually, we would be intercepted. We would give this right back. We'd have a negative 4-yard screen pass to Shakir to start the drive, which is kind of befuddling. Also, I want to say on that very first touchdown drive that we had in the game, where we plunged on 4th and 1 to have a 1st and goal, basically on their own 2, Joe Brady lined us up in shotgun. And that concerned me right off the rip. I do want to go on record and say I thought Joe Brady would go on to call a pretty good game. But yes, we'd give the ball right back. Josh Allen launches this downfield, had the touchdown there, seemingly just didn't put the ball where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Which was a very common theme of this game, Don. I saw passes 6 yards to Dawson Knox that should have been right in the chest that were at his feet that were dropped as a result. A lot of missed opportunities from Josh, and this was one of them, picked off as a result.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the story of every loss we've had this year. Is if Josh doesn't play well, we're not going to be able to overcome it. That just shows how big of the offense revolves around him. This is all very obvious things to say, but if he misses some throws, that it's game over. And now it wasn't at that point yet, but like you said, throughout the whole game, and we'll see late in the game, and then even in overtime, there's some missed opportunities by him. I thought this pick, like you said, he had the guy, he just underthrew him a little bit.
I believe this was Hardman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, underthrows Hardman there. Defense, though, comes up big again. Only a 6-play drive from the Broncos until they're punting. And this is the drive you're referring to, Don. 9 plays would end with Dalton Kincaid finding the end zone, 14-yard pass, wide open.
Yeah, wide open. I mean, he had a great game. We needed him to step up too. I think he had almost 50 yards
Probably.
receiving.
They couldn't stop either of these tight ends at one point, it felt like, in the game, and they were alternating between them, had them guessing on the ropes. You couldn't tell where the ball was going. Both tight ends, I thought, had a pretty good game.
Yeah. So Dalton Kincaid actually, yes. So 6 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Longest goes for 25. He had a great game. I mean, it just shows, like, in the regular season how much we need this guy to get healthy. I don't know what needs to happen in the offseason for him to make himself a little stronger, a little less injury prone, but he really, we need him going forward as our guy. And a lot of people have, Bean's been getting a lot of flack for his picks. Got to give credit where it's due. He was our first round pick 2 years ago, and that's kind of worked out for us. So, yeah.
Agreed. Definitely need him healthy going forward, which we did throughout the game as well. So Bills are up 1 at this point. Feeling great, but there's still a lot of ball left based on how this defense is playing. They're making stops. They get another stop. Broncos punt again. Bills have a 13-play drive here. Is this the one? Where am I? Incompletion. No, okay, this isn't the one. But the Bills will kick a field goal and then go down a touchdown. Another field goal from the Bills at the end of regulation. This is the one I was going to get to because pretty much there in their territory with the game on the line. Chance to go up. I think this is the one. The initial Brandon Cooks PI.
Yeah.
And it forces us to kick a field goal. This one really irritates me because I watched in the Texans game, Christian Kirk. I'm not going to make the Stephen A mistake. Christian Kirk was held with one arm and one arm out in position. Could have got to the ball if it weren't for the one arm being held behind him. Exact same play as Brandon Cooks. And they didn't call this, but they called it in the Texans game. I believe they called it in the Rams-Bears game in a similar situation as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's when we get around that NFL. That's what we're going to see is, a mere 24 hours later, we have a different idea of what pass interference is. And you have Gene Sarator going on Twitter, defending these decisions only for the next day to be completely contradicted, both in the pass interference department and in the what is a catch department. But yeah, when I saw Bills get the ball back, we're driving. There's about 5 minutes left in the game. I'm like, you need a touchdown here. You get a touchdown, you seal it, it's over. If you only get a field goal, that doesn't really do us a ton other than if they get us a touchdown, then we're still only down 3. But I was, this was a chance where you just need the offense to get it done. And I think there's 2 sides to this coin that got McDermott, packing his bags. It's either you need the offense to score here, or you need the defense to get a stop. We got neither.
I think it was also on this same drive, could have been an overtime where Josh had Knox coming to the left side of the end zone in between what looked to be a linebacker and a defensive back, had him slip into the gap right there, and just missed him a little bit high with what would have been a walk-in touchdown to win the game.
I think that was before the game-tying field goal.
Okay,
that was the last drive before overtime.
That's what I'm referring to. Yeah. So 2 opportunities, one robbed by the refs, one where Josh comes up short. We'll get into the blame pie of it all once we get through the game here. But overtime, we get the coin toss, feel great because we want to defer, which we do, and we force them to punt. everything is going as according to plan. All we have to go down the field and win the game. Josh Allen has done this numerous times. And we're doing it. 9 plays. We're running on them. We're passing on them. Short left to Kincaid, 13 yards. And then we're running more, passing out wide to Ray Davis. He goes and gets a huge first down on 3rd and 7 on the hook and ladder from Khalil Shakir. And then we have an incompletion. And then the infamous play to Brandon Cooks. Control of the ball, knee down, gets wrapped up with the defender. Defender rolls the ball out and stands up on top with it. And it's ruled an interception. Not even considered to be reviewed. McDermott, who also called a good game in my opinion, calls a timeout. It's all he can do. You can't challenge turnover on the field. They can only hope to review it. McDermott calls timeout, hoping for some more time that someone upstairs will call into the white hat and say, hey, his knee was down. He had control of the ball. This should rule a catch. A 50-50 goes to the offensive receiver. No bueno, no cigar. They don't review it. It's an interception. Broncos will go on down the field to kick a field goal and win the game.
Yeah, and I listen, everyone's been beaten over the head talking about this, not just Bills fans, but around the NFL. Honestly, seems like around the NFL, a lot of people, if they aren't in agreement that it's a catch by Brandon Cooks, are at least in agreement that there's some inconsistency going on. And the worst part about it is, again, here we are sitting watching an NFL game where we review everything. They review a guy on 3rd and short if he got the chains. Like, I've seen them review some of the most trivial plays that could be done in seconds. And you have the biggest play of the game in overtime against, young QB facing off against the last year's MVP. There's how much more stakes are riding on this. I don't know if I can reiterate this anymore. And the fact that they don't take any time to review it, just baffling. It's one of these moments where I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm a crazy person, like that. There's like something's going on. I'm being pranked. Where are the hidden cameras? Like it is so nonsensical that they didn't at least, if they looked at it and then, make the other call, then great. Now I can just complain that it's a bad call. But the fact that they don't even look at it, I mean, you hate to be a conspiracy theorist, and I'm leaving the tinfoil hat off for right now, but it stinks to high heaven. It stinks. If a league wants to seem like they are more transparent than ever and have this high level of legitimacy in its officiating, especially with all the gambling that has gone on, that has hit the NBA, that has hit the NCAA, that has hit UFC, that has hit everything, you'd think they would want to cover their ass, and they don't, and it just leaves an infinite amount of questions.
Yeah, especially with all the gambling stuff going on. Definitely a lot of people accusing the fixing. There was also a moment in the later game last night, which we'll get to later, that I thought might be being investigated. But yeah, Don, it hurts not only moments like that. I alluded to the PI no call earlier, that there's an example just like that in both the latter games. Then you have this interception call that's ruled a catch in each of the other games as well. So it's 2 examples of 2 different things that are not going the Bills' way, getting called mere hours after screwing over the Bills.
Yeah, the Devontae Adams catch last night. I mean,
Devontae Adams, the tight end in the other game.
Yeah. His knee's down. He has control, but the guy's hands are in there ripping the ball out. Apparently, he's down in that sense. Not in ours. That they at least took a minute to review. And it's just crazy. Again, you have Gene Steratore and these officials going on Twitter or X, whatever, the night of the Bills game, pretty much gaslighting the fan base into oblivion about that no, this is how we call it. This is what a catch is. And they're contradicted 24 hours later by the same thing. I feel better seeing not just Bills fans, but NFL fans everywhere clamoring that this has to be fixed. I mean, we've been pounding our fists on the table. What's a catch? What's a catch? What's a catch for years? I watch the NFL every night, or the NHL every night. I watch the playoffs. I don't see, there's questionable penalty calls, but there's never anything like this that I can remember in recent history. And it seems like every single postseason, there is just a number of calls where people are like, what is going on? What is specifically pass interference, defensive and offensive, and what a catch is, when is a knee down, is a foot in, it's crazy.
In no other sport is there a call so consistently, or a play that happens so consistently the exact same way, that is called so the discrepancy is off the charts. And I see people's arguments with the Devontae Adams that he caught, took a couple steps, football move before going to the ground. They're saying Brandon Cooks has to survive the ground. My argument for that is he does survive the ground because he's caught the ball. Once him and the defender are on the ground, the play is over. It's dead. You don't have to survive the ground at that point. The defender is on top of you, contact, you're down by contact with the ball in your arms. Boom, that's a catch. I really don't have any much more to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's that people were bringing up the Xavier Worthy catch last year.
And that one's even worse.
That one, he is identical
clearly
to
bobbling
Brandon
the ball.
Cooks. He didn't survive the ground. He didn't even have the ball in his hands. You could say it's a tie and it goes to him. But again, where is the consistency? We had the same exact thing happen this year. Why even have review if overtime, when the stakes are high, you're not going to use it. I feel like I'm beating a horse dead. All of us have the same things to say about it.
By the way, not even reviewing it is one thing. They didn't even show the replay in the stadium because they knew damn well. I think they started to show it once, right when the Broncos were going to snap. They decided they're not going to review it as an officiating squad. Broncos are going to snap. They started to show it, and Maniac and I erupted out of our chairs like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, pointing at the TV except we were screaming like, whoa, because they stopped it as soon as the ball was ripped out of his hands, because it was clearly a terrible look. And Broncos fans around us, they had a lot to say to us all game. They didn't have too much to say there. They were trying to defend that, and they were kind of delusional on that front. Someone that also had a lot of things to say, not only post game, McDermott doubles down, calls into the Buffalo News. Was this?
Yeah. And if we're talking about, are we surprised he got fired? This was, and I was talking pre-show about me, really raised some eyebrows. Where he calls in. Where do I have it to? What's his name? Jay Skursky, Buffalo News reporter, while on the team plane, and releases this long statement.
He's got cell service on the plane. He's not fucking around. Yeah. He made the real call.
Yeah, gives this long statement. You can find it on Buffalo News and from Jay's Twitter. Let me pull it up actually right here for people that might not be.
When you're hurt in a car and need to make a call, call our friend at William Mattar, 444-4444.
Yeah, but this is when I was like, I think Sean thinks he's going to get fired. I think the reason he calls in is doubling down on defending is he wants to make it as clear as possible that this isn't his fault, and they really pin this on the refs as like this is a stolen game. That's when I started thinking. I think Sean at least thinks his job is on the line. Whether it's fair or not, you can't go to the postseason 7 times with Josh Allen and not even sniff a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
this felt similar to me as McDaniel benching Tua at the end of the season, like looking for a scapegoat, like to try and alleviate the pressure off of what was the impending firing coming your way. I'm sorry. I know like he wanted to talk to a reporter live to get this info, but how good would it be if Sean McDermott called into the crash out line?
Yeah. Yeah, Sean.
I mean, that would just be
Sean,
like
Colin, speaking too of the line and some comments, we got shout out to everyone tuning in on Instagram. Wish I could have your rolling chat comments up here because you guys are lighting it up right now.
Yeah, seriously, it's going off. If Bean doesn't figure it out this offseason with a wide receiver, one, better depth, he's gone. Let's hire 2 D linemen that don't even play this year. That's funny. Bean leaves Allen completely weaponless and gets promoted. Unbelievable. Yeah, the Instagram chat's going off. Shout out to everyone on there, as well as Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Where do we go from here, Don? Actually, first, let's do the blame pie for the game. I'll start this off. A lot of people really aren't talking about the majority of my blame pie. I'll just get it right out of the way. And because no one is talking about it as much as they should be. 45% of my blame pie goes to Joshua Patrick Allen. Just too many missed opportunities, 4 turnovers in a playoff game, and your team steps up on defense to a degree long enough to get you to overtime. I just don't know. Without any of those turnovers and some of these plays that you would have made, we wouldn't have even have to been in a position to go to overtime. It sucks, but 45% goes to Josh. I'm going to give 23% to the defense for the late game inability to stop Bo Nix in this offense. 22% just below that is going to go to the refs because with that amount, because the plays that they didn't call were so crucial to what would have been game over. Bills win the game, move on to the AFC Championship. 10% is going to go to McDermott for just allowing this all to go down how it did situationally. It's not the first time. In fact, it wasn't even one of the worst times, but it might have just been the last of his, which we just found out this morning it was. That's my blame pie. Don, how'd you divvy yours up?
So I'm actually going to start off with a solid 20%, 1/5 to Brandon Beane, unfortunately. Listen, if what was reported is true, that we said Jalen Waddle for a 26 first round, no, that's too expensive. That is one of the dumbest moves made in Bills history. What a wide receiver like that really, really would have helped us in this game. Like many of you, I got the actual pain of watching the Patriots also turn over the ball and fumble the ball 3-4 times and skate away with a blowout win somehow because Drake May still has great weapons and great coaching. 20% to Bean for just not addressing the wide receiver issue and not wanting to spend those picks. He's staying longer. He got promoted. So all I can hope for is that he learns from his mistakes. I'm gonna give another 20 to Sean McDermott. I'm tempted to give him more. Now maybe this time it wasn't his fault. Maybe it was. But we've seen this time and time again in the playoffs and in times where it has been his fault. His defense can't get the stop. I would have loved on that drive that ended around the 4-minute mark for Allen to punch it in, get a touchdown. But we get a defensive stop there after that. And it's all gravy. Instead, Bo Nix marches right down our throats. And that's been the story. We've seen this over and over and over and over again with McDermott, and that's why he's gone, as it's the same script, as we can't protect a late game lead. So he gets 20%. I'm going to give 50% to Josh Allen because he's our MVP. He's our guy. He's our leader, and he's making bad mistakes in one of the biggest games of the year that I would not expect, a guy with his pedigree and his veteran experience of being in the playoffs to have. If I'm a fan of another team, like I was really having a moment of looking in the mirror yesterday where I'm like, if I'm not a Bills fan and I watch this happen from another team, I would think Josh Allen is a complete choke artist.
Yeah.
Now I don't
a lot
think
of people do.
I don't think that's like fair, and I want to hope for the better. But I'm trying to think. I'm like, if I was watching, a Patriots team that did this, or a Dolphins team, or even a team that like I didn't have feelings against in the NFC, if I it just is what it is. And in the biggest game, he has one of the worst fumbles I've ever seen that sways the game completely. We go from let's march down the field, tie it up, then we get the ball back to now we're down 10 instead of just down 7.
No, Jay Sandlin says we act like he's a solo mind, but he has Pagula and everyone in the front office next to him, and he guarantees he didn't make that decision alone. You might be right. I think Pagula definitely has a huge say. Obviously, upgrading Brandon Beane to president of football ops, he clearly has a lot of faith in Brandon Beane and wants him to have the ultimate say, as it seems he's going to be leading this head coaching search. But Terry is still going to be involved. Obviously, Pete Joeli as well, just named the new president of business operations at One Bills Drive. Congrats to Pete for that. If we can't get Dable or McDaniels as OC, Robert or Flores has DC. Get John Gruden as head coach.
Yeah, people are all over Flores in the chat. I don't
know.
DC, but I didn't know there were so many Buffalo fans that wanted Flores. I want to keep talking about this, so let me just wrap up the blame pie. I got 10%.
Yeah, for 10% sure.
10% for officials, and the reason they're getting so little is I think if you're a good team, it doesn't come down to leaving a game like that in their hands. It could have been avoided, but they're fucking clowns too. So I'm just going to say that. So they get 10%. Now, let's get back to this coaching in the chat.
Why don't we? Because we have on the rundown. Where do we go from here? The answer.
I wrote that before McDermott got fired. I expected it for us to debate: do we fire him or not? And it kind of.
And instead, we got a bomb. So So where do we go from here? Obviously, the answer. The writing is on the wall. This morning, the Bills announced that Sean McDermott has been relieved of his duties. If we could get the statement up from Terry Pagula and the organization, Don, I want to ask you, though, are you surprised, based on the history of McDermott with this organization and the ownership, that they didn't agree to mutually part ways?
I think if they released that, it would have been a PR move, because I don't think McDermott would agree to part ways. I agree, but like it's kind of what you were saying about like the Tomlin thing. Do you think there could be some salt there? I think Tomlin wanted out. I think he was done with that. Like he's with that, and what basically was doing what Cliff Kingsbury did in Arizona, except Kingsbury got fired, where Kingsbury pretty much took a year, traveled Thailand, and then came back to coach. And Tomlin's that he's going to take a year off and then be back, but.
Did he say that? He said it. He said 1 year off.
It was implied. It wasn't for sure.
Okay.
And that's what we were saying on the show. And it's funny because last week when we were talking Monday about him getting fired, I was saying, what would bring him back? I'm like, are we trying to say, now I'm going to make it clear to all our viewers. This is not a vote of confidence that I want Mike Tomlin to be the next Buffalo Bills head coach. But do I think he would come back for this and cancel any plans of potentially taking a break? I do. And here's the one thing. A lot of people, some people are happy about this move. Some people are not. They said it should have been Beane. It shouldn't have been McDermott. Should have been both. The reality is this, and this is something we can feel good about as Bills fans. The head coaching position that's open right now might be the most coveted head coaching position in the NFL.
I think it is.
So there's a lot of guys are going to want this job, and competition breeds greatness. I am totally down with Beane and the rest of the organization taking it as much time they need to make the right decision. But that's something that at least makes me feel good. Is the top, like, because that was the Sabres, right? Is no one, we hired a soccer GM from Europe because no one wants to come and coach this team. And we pretty much brought back Lindy because he was the only guy available. Now he's a great coach and things are working out well for him.
Shout out to Lindy.
Sabres, but this is a totally different position than we're used to on the Bills side. It's just been a while since we've had a new coach and since really the drought era. So it's a little spooky, but I think things are going to be all right.
So with the openings, then let's go into a little prediction with conviction brought to you by our good friend, William Mattar. When you're hurt in a car, there's only one man that you can call, and that's William Mattar, 444-4444. You know the number. I don't even have to say it. And if you don't by now, you should. Prediction with conviction. Bills' next head coach, OC, DC, whatever you see happening or what you don't see happening that a lot of people are speculating might.
All right. What I don't see happening is Mike McDaniel being a head coach. I do not see him coming in. I see him potentially as an OC, but it depends on what shakes up with Brady as if he's out to take a head coaching job, which is also I'm gonna flip it back to you. If Brady gets elevated to head coach of the Bills, are you happy?
Absolutely not. I think that they felt like they didn't need to part ways with Joe Brady because he's going to go out with dignity and go and take a head coaching job because he knows that the Bills aren't thrilled to be keeping him around. I think that's how that's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be Baltimore who he takes a job with, if it's even going to be a head coaching job. But I don't think they'll have to tell Joe that he's not welcome back. Here's my thing with McDaniel. I just can't have him as the face of the Buffalo Bills leading that team after the culture that McDermott and Bean, I know it's crazy saying it now after McDermott fired today, but the culture we have is something you don't get in a year or two. McDermott built that over the 9 years plus that he was here. And McDaniel would just completely flip it upside down on its head. He's a dork, a media disaster waiting to happen. And I think that guy having to talk for Bills players in general would just be an absolute disaster. I don't want him leading our team. With that being said, would I have him as an offensive coordinator just scheming up the playbook and stuff to unleash Josh to his fullest potential? Absolutely. I just can't have him being the talking head representing the Buffalo Bills. My prediction with conviction, it doesn't even involve the Bills, actually. It involves McDermott. Who better to fill the shoes of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh than Sean McDermott, another William and Mary defensive coordinated coach? It just feels like the right fit. The grit, they're very similar in how they approach things and what they like to get out of their players and the guys they like to bring in and have in the locker room, hard-working, blue-collar guys. I think McDermott is going to be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers sooner rather than later. That's my prediction with conviction.
Right on. That's better than other people in the chat were predicting he might go to Miami, which would be heartbreaking. Back to Mike McDaniel. I just got to say this. If you want him in as OC and you're sick of screens, well, I got some bad news for you because you're bringing in King, the Prince of. If Joe Brady's the king of screens, you're bringing in the Prince. Now it's going to be more halfback screens, but if you watched any of the Dolphins from the last 2 years, now maybe that's just because Tua can't throw the ball more than 10 yards.
See, the halfback screens aren't like, I don't mind those. Ty Johnson and Ray Davis can get some yards out of those. It's like these wide receiver bubbles that have really hurt us. I do agree with you, however.
I'm going to make my prediction that it's more of a general prediction that this is going to be a veteran head coach. This is not going to be a young guy that's an OC or DC from somewhere else. This is going to be a coach with coaching experience. I think that's what Bean is going to want to bring in. I don't think he's going to want to take a chance of starting fresh, especially with how often people are saying the window's closing. You only have so many years of Josh left, which, he's getting in his late 20s, but we've seen quarterbacks go well into their 30s, even 40s, and win a Super Bowl. So that is my prediction. Now I'm going to flip over to interesting predictions that I would like. Here are 3 head coaching names that I would not be opposed to that fit my exact criteria.
We got an Instagram chat saying we need someone to hold these players accountable, Don. Who are the three that you think can do that?
Well, I think number one, this one's real spicy.
Oh, Jesus.
John Gruden.
Woo!
I know he's been out of the game for a while.
Oh, my goodness.
I know he's written some bad emails.
Yeah.
Which cost
Speaking
him
of
his job.
culture.
Yeah, which cost him his job. But if I could have, if we hired Gruden, call me crazy, but I'd be feeling pretty nicey.
Oh,
So that might end his tenure at Barstool Sports. But hey, if you want to spice things up and get a little meaner, hold players accountable. He's a guy that definitely holds guys accountable, and you know, he's totally different than McDermott. He's a lot more loose-lipped, but he's an offensive head coach. And so that'd be my number one interesting.
Who's dropping a bigger
like.
bag for Gruden, Terry or Portnoy? I feel like Portnoy probably.
No,
to be
I
honest.
mean Terry's net worth alone is, you know, could buy Barstool Sports.
Oh, 100%. I'm just saying for the situational needs.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of your three.
That's one of my three. Actually, I'm going to keep it to. I'm going to keep it to two. Actually, because the third one is just a toss-in.
Don's prediction for next head coach of the Bills, brought to you by our guy Bill Mattar. Hurt in a car, call William Mattar 444-4444. The other two, Don?
Yeah. So if you liked John Gruden as a potential, you're going to hate this one.
Oh, jeez.
But he's an offensive head coach, and he's won a Super Bowl.
Oh man, I think I know where
Mike
this is
McCarthy.
going. Yep.
Keep the Irish guys coming. Keep it in the family. Replace McDermott with McCarthy. Hey, I think he would do great things. I think any coach right now working for Jerry Jones is screwed. You're not going to have success if you can't have some type of control. And I think Mike McCarthy would really take this roster and really bring it to the next level.
I think a counterpoint from people would be like, he had the same opportunity with Dak. It was not the same opportunity. Dak, Josh, and that offensive line, two completely different animals. I kind of agree with you. McCarthy could get the best out of him.
Yeah, but I mean that the Green Bay teams he ran were great until he kind of got chased out of town, and that was a similar scenario that McDermott, you know, where vibes just had to change. But yeah, he's the other guy that I really would like.
There's one more.
And then the one more, I mean, this is a slam dunk. If I didn't see that Bean was heading this search and got this promotion and it was just Terry, I'd say the most obvious pick, if I know Terry and I know what this ownership likes to do, it's Brian Daboll, right? It's bringing back Daboll. He went, you know, didn't have great success in Giants, but I also think he got some bad luck with the roster there. Couldn't really find a QB ever. And I'm just not sold that like he was the problem with Daniel Jones. You bring back Josh's original mentor and run it back. It's time to, you know, complete destiny and win one with Brian Daboll. So those are the three guys that I would really like. All three offensive-minded head coaches. That's what I want. I want an offensive-minded head coach. I think I'm kind of done with the hey, we have a defensive-minded head coach, but then we also have an MVP quarterback and one of the best offenses in the NFL. I want to dig more into the offensive side.
As Matthew McConaughey once said, sometimes to take a step forward, got to take a step back. We'll see if that pans out. That has been our prediction with convictions, brought to you by William Mattar. Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar, 444-4444. Looking around the rest of the NFL, had some pretty exciting games yesterday. Actually, we'll start off with the one that was directly after the Bills. Seahawks just absolutely romped the 49ers. Return a kick for a touchdown right off the opening kick of the game. They look like they're flying their way from Seattle all the way down to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, Don. Be it the Rams have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I think this is an NFC Super Bowl. I
agree.
Maybe I'm being hopeful because I don't want the Patriots.
I think that's where we're all at.
It's funny too because I'm sitting there.
It's a little bit of copium.
I was sitting there thinking. I'm like, before this McDermott news fired, I'm like, does he get fired if the Patriots like not only go to the Super Bowl but win a Super Bowl? Like 2 years removed from being like in rebuilding mode. Now we don't have to, answer that question because it was answered for us. But I'm picking the Seahawks, honestly. I know a lot of people don't like them. I mean, Sam Darnold looked great in that blowout win. Just couldn't be stopped, and he was playing with a torn oblique. I mean, taking a 49ers defense to the cleaners like that's not an easy thing to do. Now I think the Rams can keep up with them, but Seahawks have a better D. They have a better D front, and I think seems like the Patriots are, skipping to their loo to the Super Bowl with the broken ankle from Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Which, it's. As a Denver fan, it's like, okay, we won the battle, but at what cost?
I don't think any Denver fans knew leaving the stadium that was the case. So the celebration was ongoing probably while Sean Payton was making that announcement to the media. I do agree with you. It looks to be the NFC's Super Bowl for the taking. Sam Darnold, only quarterback in NFL history to lead two different teams to 2 14-win seasons.
Yeah, back to back.
And let alone, no, that was the stat.
Yeah.
But he did it, let alone back to back on two different teams.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty crazy when you look at it like that. Yesterday, Sunday football, Patriots, Texans. This just makes it even more infuriating that we're probably going to see New England in a Super Bowl yet again, is because they're not beating anybody. Crazy. They go and then just scrape by Chargers. Well, it's scrape by Chargers with all those turnovers. Then they go and play the Texans, who are basically handing them the ball in their own side of the field for the taking.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually pretty much the same game as the Chargers game, where Patriots are like, here, take the win. And they're like, nope, don't want it.
Can't do it.
I mean, you have May fumbles 4 times.
Yeah.
3 of them they lose. Stroud, he brought this on himself, putting himself as top 5 QB in his rookie year amongst Lamar and Mahomes, who do belong there, but then Dak and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Granted, you could say Nico Collins was out. He didn't have his number 1 guy. And then, what's his name? Schultz, their tight end, gets hurt in the first quarter. So they were kind of skin and bones.
Go down another tight end towards the end.
But he looked bad. He looked lost. He threw 3 picks, I think, as well.
Yep.
You thought for a minute they have that first drive, they take the lead, go up 7-3. They might be able to upset this, and then never looked back. And getting plenty of shots of Diggs being all hyped up, so that feels great. But this Rams Bears game, I mean, that was exciting. Heart goes out to Bears fans.
Oh my God. Heart goes out to Bears fans, not just for the loss, but having to go through cardiac arrest basically every fourth quarter this season. I was talking to a Bears fan at Ironworks Denver Saturday, who's saying it could be a Bill. He was saying a Bills Bears Super Bowl would be like 9-6 at the end of the first half and end the game like 54-38. Because these Bears just come out absolutely firing in the fourth quarter. It turns into a shootout almost every time. I'm going to skip right to the 4th and 4 play at the end of the game. Bears down 7. Need to get the touchdown to win.
To tie.
I'm sorry. And my goodness, Caleb Williams pressured right away. The blitz is coming. Seemingly no one open. Doing his best Josh Allen almost. Backtracking, literally turns the other way, is sprinting the other way, backtracks probably 15, 20 yards, and just hosses up a prayer to where he one receiver will be, hopefully. I don't think he had eyes on him because he's being barreled down on by 3D linemen. this lob finds its way, and this is the play that I was alluding to earlier. I think that defensive back's going to be under investigation, Don, because he had this tight end covered like a blanket the entire time. And then when the ball was maybe within 10 feet air-wise, he takes 2 steps forward thinking he can swat it or something and just absolutely misses. Ball goes over his head, lands in tight end's arms like a breadbasket.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the ball in the air. I'm like, oh my God, he's wide open. Then on the replay, I saw there was some hand fighting. There was not a major push off, but a little bit of a push off from that tight end. I think not enough to call it. I'm the guy where if I either have to have a game called airtight or let the boys play, I'm a let the boys play guy. That's not just in the NFL, that's in hockey, that's in the NBA. You know, it's a physical sport. But yeah, that was incredible. And then they get heartbreak too. They go to OT. Bears get a stop, punt. They got the ball on the other team's 40. All they need to do is kick a field goal, and Caleb throws a bad pick.
Yeah, I really do feel for this guy and this fan base because, like, it's so hard to tell if he's the one or not for moments like this. Like, he goes and does something great, 4th and 4, ties the game up, cardiac Caleb against all odds, and then just goes and throws a simple gimme like this right to the other team in overtime. Game over, basically.
Yeah. You see how Chicago fans were all getting their nails done and drinking. What's the drink? It starts with an M. Someone help me in the chat. What's the drink Caleb Williams? The matcha?
Matcha.
Yeah.
Matcha, that's that green coffee, right?
Yeah. But there was.
What the hell is that made out of?
But did you see all over social media? There was like guys that look like big bearded guys getting like in the chair, getting their nails done, black nails, and drinking the matcha.
Hey, in this day and age, I love it. Embrace it. Let's go. It's unfortunate Caleb wasn't able to get it done. I really was rooting for the Bears, honestly. That kind of would have been cool to see them go far after all of the distraught times that they have had. That's about it around the NFL. I was just going to allude to real quick. Patriots, Broncos, like you said, it's unfortunate. I think Patriots are just going to do everything they can to not lose that game. And then Super Bowl is right on the doorstep again.
Do you see the number yet?
Number?
The spread. You want to guess?
I haven't seen it. Yeah, let me guess. Pats -7.
Close. -5.5.
Opened up as. Okay. Well, that's probably the home field advantage, just taking like 1.5 off, if I had to say.
I saw the Broncos sign Ben DiNucci to the
Jesus.
To the which do you, I mean, you ever see that meme with the song? Someone made like a DiNucci song when he was in college.
No, I haven't seen that. That is crazy. This is Ben DiNucci, who went viral for posting his airport beer after getting cut by like an 8th NFL team. So he's back. He's back, and we'll be having another airport beer in the future when he likely gets cut from his 9th NFL team. It is pretty funny. I know you have to have another quarterback ready to go, but after like how adamant Sean Payton was about Jared Stidham being like the guy and being ready to go, it's like, yeah, no, but we could just use like a little help if we need it.
Yeah, we'll need him on the practice
squad,
yeah,
for sure.
For a scout team, at least.
That's the NFL. Obviously, Bills season is over. I just want to thank everyone real quick, jumping in, whether it's on the show every other day during the week, YouTube, X, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, or you come to our live events. Just check out our content on Instagram or Twitter. Thank you. We would be nothing without the Bills and the Bills' success these past 9 years. Want to thank Sean McDermott as well, turning this organization around. Godspeed for the next however many years, and we'll see you in September or August for Bills coverage, training camp-wise. And who knows, there will be a lot of rumblings. There will be a lot of news. We're still monitoring our phones because crazy stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Apparently, Pagula put aside money. He didn't give Penn State a lump sum of money during the season to have some set aside to bring Brian Dable in, unless McDermott didn't work out, we're reporting. So
really?
A lot of crazy shit happening.
like earlier this season.
The wording is weird. So we posted this. It was reported by Liam Blutman. Had heard early December that Pegula didn't want to give money to Penn State for a potential Dable hire, and that he wanted to can McDermott if Bills didn't succeed big time this season and hire Dable as a replacement. So it sounds like not really during the season, more so as like an emergency backup for the impending loss if it happened. Time will tell. That's all we can say. I
said it in my group chat this morning. I said it to you and our executive producer Bill before that. I'm like, if I know the Pegula is, it's got to be Dable, but we'll see. And shout out Buffalo Bills news saying matcha is tea, if I'm not mistaken. Okay?
Matcha's tea?
And he says, or they say, thank you guys for all your coverage this season. Thank you guys. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys viewing in. And days like today where, our executive producers ran out of the studio because of the weather right now. They said, you guys don't have to do the show. You can go home. We'll do it at home. You guys are crazy. And we said, you know what? This is one of the biggest days of Buffalo sports
We said,
news.
you know what?
And we
are
want
crazy.
to be here for you guys. So thank you. We're inspired to be here every day, despite the snowstorm, just for you guys.
We have fun with what we do, and it wouldn't be possible without any of you. So thank you. And shout out to all 5,000 plus of you tuning along on this Misery Monday. We got to transition though, Don, because I have more breaking news. Costa Helenius is taking his rookie lap for the Buffalo Sabres. As we speak, he will be suiting up for the blue and gold as they take on the Canadians today. Hurricanes in Carolina. But we got 5 out of 8 points last week, Don. This is pretty much like kind of what you said was the bar, the threshold of what you needed to get out of that stretch.
So we lost Monday to the Panthers. That broke our other streak. And then Maniac and you and me were saying, we need to get 4 points from this Wednesday-Thursday game. Got them. Won at the 05-06 reunion. And then, the Wild game we got a point out of, so that's the bright side. It's tough because they were banged up, and it was really a game where we just got a TCB, take care of business
for sure. That's a good that Wild team is still a good hockey team though, and in previous years you would not have seen that Sabres team will back from 3-1, even go up a goal eventually to take it to overtime. A point out of that is a miracle in my book.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can change the script today, but I'm pretty sure out of all our afternoon games, we either haven't won any or won like one of them.
We do not have a good standing in afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think Saturday afternoon is rough. Like the boys are going out Friday night, having drinks, and starting a little slow, a little hungover on the ice or something. Yeah. We need these night games.
Not all of them are like UP at 40.
We're the youngest team in the NHL.
Yeah, this is true. They deserve a little fun.
So also I hate to transition back to Bills. This will be brief.
Okay.
Breaking news. We had the statement Pegula gave out on the Bills. In the first sentence, there's a typo.
Oh my gosh! Is that why everyone's highlighting Admiral?
Yeah. So it should be Sean has done an admirable job. But
Admiral.
I thought that's Admiral.
Yeah. Admiral. Okay, I thought
which is not a word unless he's calling him like Admiral of an army or something. So that's not a great look from ownership.
Not great, especially when Terry has had Chat GPT accusations statement-wise in the past. I think as recently as the Yarmo hiring to GM. So but we'll see how that keeps going.
Yeah, but getting back to the Sabres, we got Lyon back. Ellis, held the fort the best he could. He was a little bit of a wild card.
So is Lyons in net tonight or today?
I think let's check in on our good friends at Crossing Swords. They normally post the lineup.
Make sure you're following Crossing Swords Pod for all Sabres coverage. They will be at Sports City Pizza Pub for a live podcast later this week. I believe the 22nd. Stay tuned for that. We'll have some promotion your way. And check in with them to see who's starting in net today. I did want to touch.
I think Gatesy's traveling, so we're not.
Gatesy's traveling.
Yeah,
Shout out to Gatesy, still grinding and pumping out these topics for us on X as we continue to roll along on Trainwreck today, presented by Herd of Buffalo Network. Norris out, won't return till the Olympic break. This one hurts, Don. But you got Kesselring back. So,
yeah.
In a sense, does it level out? What do you think?
Well, Norris, he was really, really hot, goal wise and point wise. He's going to be missed on the offense. Kesselring, he's great. I think he brings back a little more physicality, which we've been missing.
Sure. Oh my God, dude! Everyone wanted his head against the Wild. Like, what has this guy done? He hasn't played in a couple weeks, and everyone wants to fight him. Foligno. Jiricek crossbar to the schnoz, which might be broken now. Just crazy how much attention he got coming back. But yeah, I think Norris does hurt a little more. It's great to have Kesselring back. But the D is what's been improving, and the goal scoring needs to stay there if we want to keep these wins stacking, including today, 1:30 at the Hurricanes. Prediction for the game.
I mean, we're underdogs, and
as we probably should be.
And yeah, Hurricanes are number one in the metropolitan. But we gotta keep it rolling. I think it's going to be a good test, like showing, hey, where do we stand? We've played with some of the best teams out west, taking the Oilers twice, and we've played with some of the best teams out east with, we've beaten the Red Wings twice, who are top there, and we just beat the Canadians, who are a little bit ahead of us in the Atlantic. So now this is the tied for first place in the Eastern Conference at home. Now, Carolina is a wagon at home, famously. They've always had the best record at home. I think this year it's not as good as years past, but it's a good test. I'm trying to find out who's in net, and I know because I saw yesterday Lindy Ruff said Lyon will play this week. I cannot find who the starting goalie is to be reported today. If I have to guess, I feel like it's UPL.
I think it's probably a UP day.
Yeah, he's had a day of rest, and I think he's going to save Lyon because we play the back-to-back tomorrow.
Yep, just got confirmation from Crossing Swords Pod insider Gatesy. UPL will be in net today via Mike Harrington with the lineup as of moments ago.
Yeah.
So big spot for him. Big spot to prove that you deserve to be in this playoff spot against a top team in the East like the Hurricanes. As it stands right now, Don, and as a result of this game, whether it be win or loss, do you think Jarmo needs to be looking to make a move or at least considering it for a big splash if the Sabres want to not only make the playoffs but potentially be a contender?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a fan of it. I think we could. I like our guys. It would have to be the right deal. There's been talk of maybe Tuck getting shopped around because I think he only has a year left on his contract.
It seems the way things are going, like Tuck wants a set dollar amount that we're just not willing to give up. I think the play has been improving, especially in these past couple weeks. He's been productive. But if things change, I think he could definitely be on the block with that contract situation.
Yeah, so I think now is the time Jarmo's got to be picking up the phone. I don't want to wait all the way to the trade deadline. I think where you are in the standings now, and again, I think with UPL in line, this team can win a series or two and shock the world. I really do. I think this team is going to have to get a little tougher because that's the one thing. You get to the playoffs, it's a lot more physical. Refs are letting a lot of stuff go. We saw that in the game against the Panthers that we lost a week ago. We kind of got pushed around a little bit. And now we were in the game the whole time and we fought back. But I'd like to get a nice offensive presence that can get some points up, but also is going to be a physical force. I don't have anyone in mind right now. There was a guy that I was hearing was a potential spot to trade for Tuck, but I have to find that again. But Yarmo, I hope he's picking up the phone.
I hope he's scouring the market as well, picking up the phone and answering it also for sure. Who do you got?
Know who it is?
Who?
Panarin.
No way.
Well, Drury just met with
Oh,
Panarin.
you're right. Yes.
And was like pretty much like had this meeting like, hey, we want to give you to a team that could potentially. Now it's a little close and it's a divisional rival, so I don't know if they do that. But
Drury throws us one last bone on his way out of the front office in New York.
Yeah, but like they're in rebuild mode. They want to give him a shot to win. I don't know if he'd want to. I don't know if the rest of the league takes Buffalo as seriously as I do, as being a team that can make noise in the postseason as long as we get there. But yeah, Panarin's an option. Panarin, and then there was a guy on Nashville, but I don't know if they'd part with him. All right, well, whatever. Well, we're going to keep our eyes out in the NHL wire to see who's available. And puck's about to drop for that.
Definitely a lot more eyes on our NHL Buffalo Sabres with the Bills season coming to a very unfortunate end. They will be dropping the puck in T-minus less than 20 minutes, and Don and I will be getting some wings, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yep.
The rest of this weekend didn't go great for any of our other teams either, Don. Banditos with a brutal 10-9 loss Friday against Ottawa Black Bears at home.
Yeah, I think they've lost, 2 in a row now?
Yep, 2 in a row, third loss of the season, I believe.
Yeah, not good. We have that. Obviously, Sabres lose in OT on Saturday, and then again on Saturday, UB Bulls lose in OT in heartbreaking fashion.
This one was interesting because we're watching the Sabres game at Ironworks Denver pre-party before going into the football game, and Maniac all of a sudden tells me that UB is in overtime with 18-0 undefeated Miami of Ohio, and I'm like, what the hell? Miami of Ohio almost in like a Dayton Flyers situation from like 2018, 2020, around that time when they were making noise and making a run. UB able to go to OT with them, only lose by 3, pretty big.
Not only go to OT, they could have and should have won this game. What got them to OT is Miami hits a 3 buzzer beater to tie it. And then the 3 to win the game, they hit with 2 seconds left.
Oh, my God.
So UB, I mean, it's a tough loss, but hey, we're competing with the best team in the MAC, it seems. Right, Miami, Ohio, yeah.
Yep.
I know they are for football. I didn't know if basketball. Yep.
Yeah, so I can't imagine anyone's ahead of them in the MAC at now 19-0. Pretty crazy. MAC's kind of a dogfight right now with a lot of teams up at the top. You got Akron, who's pretty good as well. So
Kent State, I think, is
Kent State's doing well. They got a win over us too, so it will be interesting. Definitely come February, especially March. Hopefully, some MAC representation in the big dance. But speaking of college teams, Don, there's a pretty big dance tonight in the form of the college football national championship, Miami versus Indiana. And we're going to get into some more prediction with conviction, courtesy of our friend, William Mattar. When you're hurt in a car, there's only one man to call, William Mattar, 444-4444 for all your attorney needs in that regard. So I kind of scraped out the bracket challenge.
And
I'd
say more than scraped out. I think you killed us because we were dead in the second round.
But like it's hard to say killed when it's only like a game or two that you won by.
But you picked Indiana to win it all, right?
This is true.
So
this is true.
You might. If we were doubling points each round, I think
this is true. It could end up being a blowout, I guess.
Yeah.
If Indiana wins,
I think it was like 8 before last round. It was like 8. I had 5, and Zach had 4.
Okay, so could be coming away with a hot 16 here. But we'll just do the prediction with conviction. Does Miami have a chance? The spread is at 8 and over under is 47. This is fishy to me. This is very fishy. You also have Carson Beck
Yeah,
He
did you see this
graduated
clip?
2 years ago.
You see this clip?
No, I haven't seen it.
There's a reporter asking him like, "Oh, is it tough to prepare like that you've had class?" And he goes, "No, I don't have class. I graduated 2 years ago."
Oh, well, that's awesome.
It's like what? Okay, I think that about sums up college sports right now.
Yeah.
Is it's
yeah.
it's a semi-pro league.
That is literally the
He's
big
like,
picture.
I have eligibility, which is nuts because if you think about it, like if you're like, oh yeah, I got my degree, but I have a year left eligibility, then you just don't have to do anything other than play football and train.
For sure.
Like,
and it's funny too because I think Mendoza, he graduated with an undergrad business degree from Cal, yet so I think he could be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But for the transfer to work to Indiana, he has to be in a master's program. So he's now a master's student at Indiana, taking master's level classes on his route to a national championship. Pretty cool. But he's basically in the same boat, if I had to guess. Like, is he really he's a smart bloke. I'm not saying he's completely blowing off class, but I think that might just be so he can be playing football elsewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna throw. So I don't think Miami has a chance in this game. Indiana looked scary against Oregon. To the point where Oregon's coach was even like, yeah, I mean, they just did everything right, outplayed us. There was nothing we could do. And they have, this real old veteran roster. But the spread is fishy. So I'm gonna bet the over because I think Indiana alone puts up 30 points.
So what do you take on the spread then? Indiana and over? I feel like 8 is way too much, man, for this Miami defense. I don't know what it is. This feels fishy to me.
I'm part of me is like, oh man, this
back
might
door
be,
maybe.
Well, I'm afraid this might be a TCU Georgia situation where, and again, I think Miami is way better of a team than that TCU team. I think that TCU team just had lightning in a bottle. You know what? Yeah, you're right. It's going to be a backdoor. Give me the over. That's my lock pick. And then if I have to pick the spread, give me Miami +8 just because I want to ride with our guy, Michael Irvin.
Yeah, I definitely want to see some Irvin belt to ass or belt to Indiana garbage can, whatever it may be. Loved his antics this whole playoff run. I'm right there with you. I'm going to take Miami +8. I feel like 8 is just too much. I don't know what it is with this Miami defense. I think can keep it a 1-score game. This feels like it could also be a push, though. I could see a 1-touchdown game victory. Man, it's really hard to go against Indiana, but I am going to take Miami +8, and I'm going to go under 47 because I think the only way Miami can keep it close is with their defense and not allowing Indiana to get a hot hand and start unleashing their firepower on these defenses like they have this whole playoff run. So Miami +8 for me and under 47.
All right. We're on the same side for the spread, split on the over-under. All right. Well, with that, let's move on now to our hot or not, presented by Cellino Plumbing, HVAC, and Electric.
I love when you do the hot or not because I can always see what I'm putting on the rundown for you. But then for me, it's kind of a surprise till the very end. It's not always on there. And if it is, it's fueling into my brain when I'm looking at the rundown on paper. So why don't we start with you for who's hot and who's not?
All right. So let's start with who's hot. Now, this might be a surprise to a lot of people, but it is. Let me get this up. Brandon Beane. Now, is he hot because did a great job and everyone's happy with him? No, but he's hot because he just got total control of the Bills organization pretty much. He is not just the GM. He is now president. He's the guy. Everything goes through him. The buck stops with him now, on this coaching search. He's in control of the roster. He, Big Baller Bean is your guy. He's, if this was like a Game of Thrones thing, he kind of, maybe he threw McDermott under the bus so he could claim the throne as the sole guy in charge of all of this. But like it or not, he's in charge. So we're riding with it. So Bean, you're hot. I mean, you just got a promotion today when another guy got fired.
Over, under before we get the next quit bitching call. I think it's a couple months at least.
I think he's going to lay low with the way the season went.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
And how people are feeling. But let's go over to who's not. I feel like I'm beating a horse dead because I've done this year already. I remember early in like week 5, but they're back. NFL, not NHL, NFL officiating. Prove again, complete clowns, no consistency. And it's not just the guys on the field. It's the guys with headsets and the black jackets. It's the guys in New York. It's the guys looking at the call. There's no transparency. We can see what's happening in a bottom feeder ACC football game where they show the war room of them looking through calls and all agreeing. We have no idea what's going on in the NFL and this officiating. Like we said, there's no consistency of what defensive pass interference is, and there's no consistency over what a catch is. And we don't even get a review in the biggest game of the year for the Buffalo Bills. So, you guys are ice cold, and I don't like you very much.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a rule change in the near future based on us that'll come back to not even help us.
Remember there was one year where you could challenge pass interference?
Yes, and it was an absolute disaster. Yeah, disaster. So I'll go with a disaster to start mine of who's not. Buffalo overtimes. 4 Buffalo losses this past weekend, 3 of which coming in overtime. Sabres to the Minnesota Wild Saturday. Bills Saturday. UB Bulls men's basketball Saturday. I wish there was like a correlation causation here across 3 sports. There's just not. It's just miserable that we lost 3 out of the 4 games, let alone in overtime, when it gives you a little more hope. At least the Sabres get a point out of it. I'll say that much. Who's hot, though? And this just adds on to my shtick this morning. Experienced head coach, free agents. You got Tomlin hitting the market. Harbaugh hitting the well, I guess he's not a free agent anymore, but it was at a point.
It's not official.
Not official.
They're still coming to terms.
Not
who
official.
knows? Maybe he sees the Bills job open up.
Oh, my God.
He's like,
I mean, that would be just absolutely batshit
would
crazy.
Would he be your number 1 pick if he's on the table?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's between him and Dable for me. That's where I'm at. I can't really give great insight on anyone else. But yes, so McDermott hitting the market as well. McDaniel with the experience he has. Gruden's been there for a bit. It's a great time to have a head coach opening in the NFL with all these guys on the market. Like I said earlier, I think McDermott ends up in Pittsburgh, and the rest we shall wait, lie, and see. What do you think of the rumors of the dollar amount that they're putting out there for Harbaugh and the Giants? It's like 20 a year, I think. That's
insane. I mean, good for him. I want to know what the contract was when he was with the Ravens, because then it's like, yeah, screw it. I don't care about getting fired. I just got a big pay raise.
Dude, crazy.
But hey, it's the richest league in America right now. They got it to spend. Then good for him and good for the Giants. I said it before. The Giants NFC team, I have a lot of friends in Brooklyn and in Long Island and that are all Giants fans. I hope they find their guy. And if it is him, good for both of you. We shall see. Do root for the Giants a little bit. That has been our Who's Hot and Who's Not, brought to you by Cellino Plumbing, HVAC, and E. When you need your home to heat up or cool down, call 68-FLUSH. I'd be crashing out if my home wasn't heating up with this snow band coming in right now, Don. And a lot of Bills fans had some stuff to crash about as well based on this playoff overtime loss. Oh, yeah. We got a juicy crash out today. So we're going to hit y'all with the intro. It's been a long time since we've hit the intro because we only get 1 or 2 calls. We have a lot today. So buckle up. Yeah, buckle up. This will get you in the mood.
Folks, it's the Trainwreck Sports Crash Out line.
No good, rotten, four-flushing lowlife. who the you are, but you have no idea what you're doing.
Hell, diddly ding dong crap!
Not the beast!
Pray to the God of skinny punks that this wind doesn't pick up, because I'll come over there and jam an oar up your...
This is a pretty special crash out segment because we normally have two forms of crash outs we can share with you. Today, it's like the 4D cinema just opened at the Walden Galleria because we have a crash out video for you as well. Well, let's start with the text, Stan. Keep it plain and simple.
All right, so we got one text. The other was let me get a, you know what? I'm going to do something for the first time in history.
Oh my goodness.
Because there are people texting the line being like, is this where we text our crash outs? I'm going to give a last minute look to see if we got any more. Nope, we didn't.
Okay.
All right, so we got one text, short and sweet. I'm not upset about the Bills losing. Well, that's weird because I think everyone else is.
Like?
I'm upset about the Patriots not being eliminated.
Okay,
yet.
so are you like? I don't think they're a Bills fan. They just came here for the mutual Patriots
they're a
hate,
hater.
which I get. Like, it's fine. We can all be on that same page.
I feel like that was maybe yesterday. You're like, if you're over, you're like, all right, it's over. I can't change the future. And now I got to watch the Patriots win.
This was probably a text. I don't know if we have a timestamp, but
is 12:57 a.m. So this morning,
This morning?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
So someone was up at 1 a.m. really feeling that Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, after watching the Rams Bears to finish it off too, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's hit them with this video. So here's the backstory. Yeah. We have our crash out line. Someone emailed this to us. And it's not from America. It sounds like a Spanish-speaking country. Hopefully, they're not saying anything awful.
Get our best.
We need a translator on this.
Translator, YouTube translator in the comments right now.
But they did say, so the body of the email said, I'm a Bills fan, and I wanted to show you guys how today was felt. It's me and my friends. Do good, be good. God bless. Go Bills. And, you can see it's a guy. Well, let's let the video speak for itself.
So clearly, Broncos fan in the room.
I like how they have their own.
Another Broncos fan on the drums. And that's a soccer jersey I just saw. It looks like. So and there's our Bills fan.
Yeah,
poor guy.
How we all felt going into this.
If I could lay down in the stadium, I would have. His eyes are not even open. See, this just hurts to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't tell what they're saying, but I feel like they're being very mean to our friend.
I think there's one other Bills fan that's standing up, waving the towel.
Why does this guy have a face mask?
No!
A shiesty? Is he wearing a shiesty?
It looks like it, yeah. Does he not want to be known that he's a Broncos fan? I mean, I get that, too. All right, our Bills fan has covered his face with his jersey. Doesn't want to watch the final kick. I didn't want to either. As it goes right through the uprights. They're still drumming. They're cheering. Our friend's still on the floor. Oh, man. Is that a Lombardi?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my God.
All these guys are diehards. So awesome to have fans all around the world of the Trainwreck show. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sending this in. Sorry that you're just lying on the floor.
I mean, I hope you have since gotten up.
Everyone celebrate around you. This is like as if they were at the stadium. That's probably how you guys were feeling.
Yeah, that was awesome. Shout out to you for sending that in to us. And shout out for the support from another continent. It means a lot. I know we got some thank yous from Australia yesterday as well. Felt pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially
so
for
buckle
myself.
up. We got 4 more calls to
Four
get through.
calls
Here we go.
going. Oh, my goodness. Let's start them off.
It was a catch.
Agreed.
He caught the ball. What does surviving the ground even mean? He caught the ball. The ball was in his hand. He got rolled down by contact. It happened twice in today's game.
And knee.
But all of a sudden, it's something completely different, right? When they do it in the NFC. But, AFC and NFC catching are just completely different things, apparently. So, I don't know. Fuck you, Roger Goodell. Fuck you, Brandon Bean.
Oh, man. Bean just called us
ISIS? I
great.
don't know.
Fuck ISIS. Okay.
All right. Well,
I guess,
yeah.
I mean, hey, when you're mad, you're just taking it out on anybody.
I agree. It was a catch.
Yeah. I mean,
that's all we can say.
We're all in agreement on that.
Didn't even have to crash out about that.
Yeah. Let's see what this next one has.
Team, man. It's like every year I think there's no way to top it, and then we top it, and it's like the most absurd things ever. It's the most unthinkable, imaginable stories ever. I mean, you got 13 seconds, coin tosses.
McDermott maybe should have been fired there.
40 in.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying.
Catches that are clearly catches. This team, the ownership needs to go.
I so feel that beginning that it just keeps getting topped unimaginably. Bills in the playoffs find a way to lose the best NFL games ever.
Yeah, and especially in a game like this where it's not even like the 13 seconds where they tie it up, get the ball and march down. It was in our hands. It was there for the taking. All we needed was a field goal. Heartbreaking. So let's get this next one. I think this is a long one.
Hey, Bills fans. Don't really have too much to go.
Don't really have too much. You said it's the longest.
I love all of you. And
love you too, man.
Love you too, man.
You know, it just fucking sucks that the NFL continues to fuck us over. Who knows? Maybe one year they'll get the officiating to be at least fucking consistent for not just us, but for the fucking teams that suffer every fucking year like this. But
can't think of any others.
I keep seeing the posts from the Xavier Worthy catch from last year in the AFC Championship game, and I get more and more pissed off about the call yesterday. But at the same time, I know the turnovers and the way we played fucking sucked. But it just fucking hurts to see the players that upset when they fought back even through the turnovers, and then the game's decided the way it is. Even if we weren't meant to win that game, it's fucking terrible for a game that good to be decided like that. But I still love being a Bills fan.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I love the players, and changes need to fucking happen for us to.
Well, luckily
for
you, they just did.
Yep, you got
All
your
right, that's it. But love the show. Love
Thank you, man.
Trainwreck. Love Buffalo.
Thank you. Love you too, brother.
Hopefully next year will be our year. I know we keep fucking saying it, but
fingers crossed.
fuck the rest of the league too. In terms of the fans talking shit, they can fuck off for all I care.
Seriously.
But love you guys. Bills Mafia is the best. And I hope everyone has a much better off season, and I hope changes happen for the better.
As do we. Thank you for the call.
So the exasperated deep breaths, I think that just sums it up. You have the anger and then the acceptance, and speaking of that, this we're gonna end it on a short one, but
end it with the GOAT.
We're gonna end it with the GOAT, one of our favorite guys to call in the most. Here he is. No introduction needed.
What's up, guys? It's
What up?
Mendes from Albany. First, I want to say I appreciate you guys putting me on the show with my crash outs this year. You guys are awesome. Your show is fucking awesome.
You're fucking awesome, Mendes.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. This is bullshit. Go Bills.
I hate to say this. You can tell the wind was just completely taken out of Mendez's sail right there.
Yeah, I know. And I know it's like, maybe ending the show with this crash outline like that where it seems kind of down. But, I just want to say, because a number of the callers were all saying, thanks for putting me on the show, Mendez. You're welcome, man. You gifted us an awesome shirt with the I'm Josh and my Allen thing.
You also earned your way onto this show. It wasn't you weren't just gifted an opportunity. That's awesome.
Things aren't great. It didn't happen the way we wanted to, but ending like this where there's a sense of togetherness where all you guys are saying you love the show and you're tuning in, and it really means the world to me. It makes me a little emotional. I don't know if I'm about to be Josh Allen at the podium level, but it's really important to us. And speaking on behalf of Zach, I know he would do anything to be here today and be sharing in this Misery Monday and big and breaking news Monday. But he'll be back Wednesday. You can count on us for everything. We're not going anywhere. And yeah, the train marches on. Slick, you got any last words?
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. Like I kind of was saying in the previous part of the show with the Bills, we would be nothing without them and their success. So thank you to Coach McDermott for getting us to this point. Hopefully there's better things to come in the future. No offense, so don't take it that way. And to all of you that tune in every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or any of our other content, whether it's Banditos, Crossing Swords Pod, Wrestling with Emotion, Pay the Bills, Not Here to Play School, Dreamboat Dishes, Don and Slick's Picks. The content never stops, and we hope to never stop, and we hope you never stop watching us. Sports seasons come and go, but this train never stops, and I want this week to become a better week, one day at a time, and we can only hope to do that by having a good day now.
We'll see you soon.